Hi, it's Hans at happierman.com. Today's topic is systematize a great life. Well, I've got a series of videos about what makes a great for life for man. I think my part one was having a physically fit body. My part two video was making plenty of money, and my part three video of that having a great life was having plenty of adventures. So how do you systematize this great life? If there's those three things in your life that make it great, you systematize each of the three, right? So the physically fit body, you systematize that by having a workout program and scheduling time to take part in that workout on a regular basis. And that would mean that the systematizing it would be studying your workouts, studying what's a proper workout regimen for you, what your goals are, what your body type is, how old you are, what kind of injuries you have, where do you want to go, what do you want to do from here. You would want to spend enough time studying that so you can get what you need to do down on paper, and then you just do it. It becomes, you put it in your calendar. If you're going to be lifting weights 2 or 3 times a week, you write down in your calendar what days you're going to be lifting, and you schedule that. And you don't just say, well, maybe if I feel like lifting tonight, I will. No, you put it on your calendar that this is a lifting night. So you wouldn't schedule anything else but that. And you know that you would need to do things beforehand to prep, and you know what it will be like afterwards. And you have to know all these things to systematize them into your life. You can't be haphazard about this. You know you're going to need time to get to the gym. You know you got to have your workout clothes ready. You know you want your workout bag. You know you need a certain amount of time to do the workout. You know you got to get there. You know you don't want to have anything else scheduled at that time. You know you're going to need time afterwards because you'll be beat and sore and exhausted. You're going to need time to recover. You're going to need a good meal right after, right? So you got to systematize this. It can't be by chance. You got to have all these things worked out ahead of time, systematized, right? And then the knowing what type of workout you want to do. You don't want to go to the gym and wondering what to do. You want to have a plan in place so when you go to the gym, you just can carry that plan out. You've got the system, you know what kind of things you're going to do that day, and you just go ahead and do them. You don't have to waste a lot of time thinking. Your time is spent in the doing. You've systematized this physically fit body, this goal you have to get stronger or to get leaner or to get more fit for a sport or to play the sport, right? You think about the athletes at a high level, the coaches for these athletes at a high level have everything carefully planned. They don't just go, well, what should we do today? They have it all worked out before the workout starts, before the practice starts. That's how you make a lot of progress with anything, and having and being physically fit and doing the proper type of workouts for your body, for your age, for your goals is going to be key to that first part of having a great life, which is a physically fit body. The other thing is your eating, the nutrition. You can't just eat a lot of junk food and low protein and expect to build any muscle. You can't expect to be eating poorly and have enough energy to get through a tough workout, right? You can't expect to recover from a hard workout with a poor eating plan. All of this should be systematized to make this part of your life go. You don't want to have to be thinking about. You do your thinking and planning beforehand, and then you get this system in place. How many times you're going to be, how much in a week or a month or a year you're going to be working out, where you're going to work out, what kind of stuff you need to make that workout right. It's as simple as having your workout bag properly stocked with the equipment you need each time, and then you can just grab the bag each time and just go. You don't have to do a lot of thinking. You just get involved with the doing. So the system, it also applies to the second part of a great life, which is the making a lot of money. Well, a system for that is to work at a job, a business, a career, a vocation, a trade, or whatever that makes good money, right? Your system is to go to the job and make the income. That's the system. You don't have to. I don't like this idea of cobbling together a bunch of different part-time jobs to try to make something full-time. Why not just get something full-time that pays enough that you can just make the proper amount of money? Okay? And this system would include the training you need, the college, the trade school, the apprenticeships, the whatever kind of schooling you needed to get that great job that pays enough to throw off a great income and give you what you need in today and start building something for the future. And the system, further, that's first is the making the money in the first place, and the second place is then using some of that excess money to wisely invest for the future you, right? That you have some money for a time when you don't have as much, or you can do more with it later. And you have a system, right? The money comes out automatically. You don't have to think about it. You just put things in place, and it just happens, right? Money might be diverted from your paycheck into a 401k, or it might be you might divert it from your checking account into some special savings account or investment, but you just do it automatically. So you don't have to make a decision all the time. Well, should I or shouldn't? You just go ahead and do that. You systematize it, right? This is how people make the most progress on their finances, is by having a good system. So the converse would be true, right? If you're not working at a very high level and not making much money, your system sucks. You're not going to have that success with making plenty of money. Okay? So what about the third one, adventure? Well, adventure might be a little bit more tricky because by its very nature, it's more involved than working out. It's more involved than even going to work. You've got to spend time planning your adventure, not assuming that it's just going to happen. Okay? So this is the idea of what I like to do is just not watch hardly any TV. I prefer to spend my spare time thinking about my life and what kind of adventures I want to get into my life. And then going from what kind of adventures I want to get into my life, I got to do some planning. If I want to do something special, a big trip, I've got to plan, got to have the vacation set aside. I've got to have organize my work life so it doesn't conflict with this vacation. I've got to have enough money set aside so I can afford to do it and have some fun without worrying about money. And I got to do all the other preparations necessary to make the trip go smoothly, right? The adventures just don't happen. You've got to plan them. And I think that's why a lot of people don't have that many adventures, because they're not much for planning. They're not much for thinking ahead. They may have some good adventures, but they're probably because they're tagging along with somebody else who's doing all the planning. And that's fine, right? Sometimes if your friend is a good planner, you can tag along, have the fun, and he does most of the work on the front end doing all the planning. That's always good. But, if you want your ventures to be exactly what you want them to be, then you have to do the planning. So again, that would be the systematizing your life. So you would be spending time, in your spare time. The bulk of your life is probably going to be spent working, making that good income. And there's going to be a pretty good share of your life is going to be spent working out to develop some kind of physical fitness. And then the third part is planning these adventures, right? And that could be, you're going out on dates with ladies. It takes time. You got to plan the date. You got to meet up. You got to do that. You got to allow time for the man woman stuff to getting to know each other, and hopefully more, right? So that all takes time, and you got to plan for this time. You can't just assume it's all going to happen without you planning for it and being prepared for the adventures, right? Like, for example, if you want to take a trip, take a long road trip, your vehicle has to be fully prepared for this trip, right? The tires got to be good. It's got to be running well maintained, well repaired, well prepared. You got to have your stuff all geared up. You want to have a bunch of credit available in case you do have a problem. You want a bunch of cash, all of that kind of thing. That takes a lot of preparation, right? That's the system, though. So give that idea some thought, all for now.